Everyone should get a message on their screen that we are now live streaming. All right, Miss Sepp, on over to you.
Hey, thank you for joining us today for the District Library Book Objection Committee meeting. The purpose of today's meeting is to review an objection to the book titled Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by M. Tamaki. School-based and district staff, as well as parent and community volunteers, are invited to participate in each of these meetings. Today's meeting will result in a recommendation that will be forwarded to Mr. Forson, St. Johns County School District Superintendent. This committee meeting is public record and therefore subject to sunshine law. It is being live streamed for public viewing. Committee members are not required to have their camera on during the meeting. We are committed to civility and decorum. Please assist us in maintaining a constructive meeting environment by remaining respectful of each participant during the meeting and afterwards. Additional discussion of the objecting party or committee members outside of this meeting is discouraged. Disparaging comments are contrary to district expectations regarding character and civility. Committee members received several resources in advance of the meeting. The resources included the objecting party's request for reconsideration, a copy of the book, Florida statutes, Florida Department of Education training slides, St. Johns County School Board rules, the Library Bill of Rights, and a school library media material evaluation checklist. The process for today is as follows. First, the objecting party has an opportunity to address the committee. Next, the committee will have a discussion utilizing the school library media materials evaluation checklist. And finally, the committee will determine a recommendation for Superintendent Forson. There are two options: retain the book for a designated level or remove the book from all St. Johns County School District libraries. For our meeting today, both agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome, and we look forward to attaining consensus. Are there any questions? Okay, Jean Moore is the objecting party for Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. She is unable to join us today due to business travel, so we will forego the objecting party's opportunity to address the committee. Committee members, we will now begin our discussion utilizing the school library material evaluation checklist. I will read each question or statement from the review checklist. I want to take a moment to just make sure that everyone understands. I think we did this in the training, but questions 1 through 3 are really just about an acknowledgement that you have an understanding of the objecting party's reason for their objection, that you have looked at the material that they cited that they have concerns about, and that you looked at the professional crowdsourced reviews. Once we get to question 4, that's really where we're starting our evaluation of the material. Florida requirements state that any material used in a classroom, made available in a school or classroom library, or included on a reading list may not contain content that. And the first item is the same as we have in question number 4. Pornographic or prohibited under section 847.012 Florida statute. In our most recent legislative session through House Bill 1069, there's an additional tenet. That is in reference to number 5 on our checklist. Material depicts or describes sexual conduct as defined in statute 847.001 paren 19. Unless such materials for a course required by statute 1003.46, 1003.42, paren 2, N 1.g, or statute 1003.42, paren 2, paren N 3, or is identified in State Board of Education rule. Number 6 on our checklist says the material is not suited to student needs or their ability to comprehend the material. And number 7, the material is inappropriate for the grade level or age group in which the material is used. So I just want to make sure everybody understands questions 4, 5, 6, and 7 on our checklist cite this statutory language. If the majority of the committee votes yes for any one of these, the recommendation must be to remove the title. Keep in mind that our final task on the form is to make the recommendation to Superintendent Forson. And we will have two options. We can retain the book for a designated level as listed on the form, or remove the book from all St. Johns County School District libraries. Again, statute is clear that we must remove the title if there is a majority vote that the book is in violation per questions 4, 5, 6, or 7. The floor will be open to discussion, and each committee member will have the opportunity to share. Comments will be summarized to provide an overall committee response for each question. Please remember to raise your hand to participate in the discussion. For our meeting today, both agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome, and we look forward to attaining consensus. Let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start with question number 1. The objecting party's challenge of the material cites that. And we're just going to go one by one. If you in reading the objection from Ms. Moore, if you feel that she was citing that the material is pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012, you would vote yes. If you don't believe that she cited that was her reason for the objection, you would vote no.
Just waiting on one more vote. Okay, if you can clear your vote.
Okay, moving on to the next. If you believe that Mrs. Moore's objection to the material is because she cited that it depicts or describes sexual conduct as defined in Florida Statute 847.001 for N19. Go ahead, and if you think yes, that is the basis of her objection, you would vote yes. No, you would vote no.
Okay, we're just waiting on one more vote. All right, we have 4 yes votes and 3 no votes on that one.
Okay.
You may clear your vote at this time.
Our next one, do you believe that Ms. Moore's objection is based on the materials not suited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented? You'll vote yes or no.
We have 7 no votes on that one.
Okay.
You may now clear your vote.
And the last one, Ms. Moore's objection to the material is based on the material being inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used. Go ahead and vote yes or no.
We have 5 no votes and 2 yes votes for that one. You may now clear your vote. Just waiting on a couple more people to clear their vote. If you can clear your vote, well, there we go. We'll move on. All right.
Okay. So on question number 2, just keeping in mind that this is a recommendation that goes to Mr. Forson. And so he does review the entire summary of our committee meeting. And this is just his way of knowing that the committee members did review the material that was cited by the objecting party. So if you did have a chance to actually look at the specific pages that were cited in the objecting parties document, you would vote yes. And if you were unable to review those pages, you would select no.
We have 7 yes votes.
Very
You may
good.
now clear your vote.
Okay, similar to our previous question, again, this is just in
Oh,
reference.
hold on. We're waiting on one more person to clear their vote there. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so question 3 is similar. This is just an indication. Were you able to review the professional and crowdsource reviews? Did you consider those? The answer is yes. You'll click yes. If no, click no.
We have 7 yes votes for that question. You may now clear your vote. All votes are cleared.
Okay, now we're moving on to question number 4. In question number 4, it states, is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012? And before taking the vote, I'd like to just see if there's anyone who would like to make a comment or open up a discussion on this one. So please raise your hand if you'd like to make a comment.
No hands are raised at
Okay.
this time.
So seeing none, we'll go ahead and vote. Is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012? Please vote with the yes or no.
Okay, that is 7 votes for no. If you
Okay.
can please clear your vote at this time. Yeah, all votes are clear.
Okay, so we're moving on to question number 5. Does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19? So again, before going to the votes, is there anyone who would like to make a comment on this before we go to the vote? You would raise your hand if you'd like to make a comment.
There are no hands raised.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go to the vote. Does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19? Yes or no?
We have 7 votes for no on this question.
Okay.
You may now clear your vote.
Okay, question number 6.
We're waiting on one more, but there we go.
Okay.
We're good to go.
Question number 6. Is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented? Is there anyone who would like to make a comment before we vote?
There are no hands raised.
Okay, so on question number 6, we'll go ahead and vote. Is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented? Yes or no?
On that question, we have 7 votes for no. You may now clear your vote.
Our final
Just
question.
waiting
Oh,
on one
sorry.
more clear. You may now clear your vote. Cindy, can you clear your vote for us? Thank you. All right, we are all clear.
Okay, our final question. Is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used? Is there anyone who wanted to make a comment prior to the vote? Raise your hand.
Morgan has her hand raised. Go ahead, Morgan.
Sorry, I may have missed what grade level the material is for. Can we clarify that?
There's someone on the media services side. I think I know the answer, but I don't want to jump in and say the wrong
The
thing.
material is currently in our high school library collections, which is grades 9 through 12.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Any other questions or comments for number 7?
No other hands are raised.
Okay, we will go ahead with the vote. Question number 7, is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used? And you will vote yes or no.
Okay, we have 7 votes for no on that question. You may clear your vote at this time.
Okay, so we are now in the area where we're going to start our recommendation to the superintendent. And so we need to determine this material is most suitable for which grade bands. It's currently in 9-12. So let's just start there. If you believe that yes, it's appropriate for grades 9 through 12, if you would please indicate with a yes. If you don't believe it's appropriate for 9-12, you'd indicate with a no.
Okay, for grades 9 through 12, we have 7 yeses. You may now clear your vote.
Okay.
We got 1 vote. There we go.
So now we'll look at the grades 6-8. Just as a reminder, the material is currently only in our high school libraries, but we will take a vote to see if the committee believes this material is suitable for grades 6 through 8. You vote yes if you believe it is, and no if you believe it is not, for 6-8.
For grades 6 through 8, we have 7 votes for no.
Okay.
You
So
may now clear your vote.
I'm going to make the call that we do not need to take a vote for elementary school since the vote was no for middle school. So our recommendations to the superintendent would be we're looking at grades 9-12 and shuffling my papers here. And based on the votes from the committee, this recommendation will be sent forward because this material does not violate any of the tenets identified in School Board Rule 4.132. Are there any comments, discussions, anything that anyone would like included in our notes as we make this recommendation to Superintendent Forsyth? Raise your hand.
We do have 1 hand raised. Jen W., if you can unmute and ask your question.
Sure, and I don't know how relevant this is, but in this process at any point, do you ever look at how often the book in question is checked out by students, how popular it is? Is this a book that is very prevalent that kids are reading on a regular basis in the schools?
No, I'll speak up, and then if there's someone on the media services side, but it's not a part of this process. When we get an objection, we're really just looking at the material and is it appropriate to be in the collection? But I do know that our media specialists consistently look at checkout rates and that kind of thing as part of their process for developing their collection.
Okay. Do we know that is this a really popular book in the school or schools?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone from the media services department has.
So that would be based on circulation reports that we would have to look and see. And I do see that one of the media specialists has their hands raised to speak about this. But this is a book that would be something that would be for self-checkout and would be based for a specific student's interest. And so we would have to look at the reports based on that. So to answer your question, it's based off of circulation reports and looking at the specific report circulation. And we don't typically do that, like Mrs. Sapp said.
Gotcha.
So does that help?
Yeah, it was just more of a curiosity aspect to this, because I mean, it's I'm new to this process, so I don't want to keep this meeting any longer than it needs to be, but I want to get kind of an understanding. And this is a book that my child, who is about to be a high schooler, probably is, I don't even know how they'd find it, to be honest with you. And he's a boy, so I think that's part of that process. So I think it's just trying to get a grasp of how parents are finding these books. Are they because a lot of students are checking them out, or, I mean, it's such a massive amount of books. I just want to try to understand how.
Yeah, high school collections will have, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
Yeah, no. I think you're understanding what I'm trying to get at. It's like, I mean, how is this discovered, I guess is my question,
Yeah, there's a massive amount of books in the collection. And so it would be a search that's a subject-based search.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
We do have another hand up. Ms. Sapp, Kristen, if you can unmute and ask your question or give your comment.
I was just going to follow up on what Amelia said. At Tocoi Creek High School, we currently have over 19,000 titles, and they can be found by searching in Destiny. And our library is organized by genre, which those genres are listed in Destiny. So to find this particular book, they would go into Destiny and they would see that it was in the graphic novel section, which that section alone has over 1,000 titles.
Thank you.
Kristen, did you want to make another comment? I see your hand up again. I just want to make sure we get your comment. Okay, there are no other hands up.
Okay, well, thank you again to all of our committee members for your participation today. There are two final action steps for us to conclude our work. The first one, your acknowledgement as a participant on the committee, is needed on the recommendation of Mr. Forson. The recommendation, which will include the votes and the notes from today's discussion, will be emailed to you. You may acknowledge your participation by responding to the email, or you may review and sign a hard copy of the document at 40 Orange Street. We'd like everyone to please make sure that you take care of that by Thursday, October 26th. Our second action is that we need everyone who has a copy of the book to return your copy of the book and any notes that you have from your work, because this is a committee meeting that happens in the sunshine. Any notes from your work to prepare for the meeting, we would need you to turn those in as well. And we'd like to have everything completed and accomplished by Thursday, October 26th. So again, thank you. This concludes our meeting.
So sorry, do I turn everything back into the high school where I got the book?
I'm going to let Amelia jump in here.
Hi, this is Kim. I just want to say that if you are going to come to the district office to sign the form, you can turn it back in at 40 Orange Street. But if you're unable to come to the district office, you may leave it at the school and we will pick it up from there.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.